or the brother that never wanted to do the family sort of thing. He wanted to go off. He wanted to be a dancer, all right. He wanted to dance. He fights through the power of song and dance.
Oh god, through interpretive dance. He can't speak, but he could only communicate through the art of interpretive dance. Let's start this thing off. What is your character's name?
My character's name is going to be Lee Heroshi.
Tell us about your family.
My family is a very wealthy and influential family of ninjas, but they sort of play a more political role in the city.
Okay. So like skullduggery.
Yeah.
And...
Yeah. So although they kind of have this sort of royal appearance about them, they're very highly skilled and trained killers, and they deal with this sort of seedy underbelly.
Where are they from exactly? Are they from?
I was gonna say Talakai, but
Talakai is not the ninja.
No,
it's not the Asia place. That is the Middle Eastern place.
Or which one was Aiden's campaign?
What do you mean? Aiden's character from?
Or sorry, Hansen. Damn it.
That is Talakai and Azao, which Azao is the Asian.
Okay, yeah. So Azao, yeah.
Okay.
I always thought it was Talakai. I don't know why. I rhymed too.
So you're from the main city of Azao.
Yeah.
You personally grow up in the city of Azao.
Yes, I grew up there my whole life. I was really, although I was sort of trained as a ninja, I was always leaning towards a more of a peaceful approach. I really didn't like killing, unlike the rest of my family.
So why do you want to do a peaceful approach?
Although I understand that taking life sometimes is necessary, but I always feel that if I can otherwise convince my opponents to not fight, then I've won.
Okay.
I've won sort of the greater battle.
Yeah. Because I think there will be like more that will follow.
Mm-hmm. Once you end a life, it's over. If you can save a life, then hopefully you will be remembered more. You know, I want to be remembered more for the things I'm doing.
Your partner is watching.
Oh, where am I supposed to look? There, it's there, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey. My life partner?
Yeah, your story partner.
Weak. Learn up. You better learn up my character. Is he gonna eat you?
Hey, it's Barry, another Barry.
Yeah, did I mention my character is a bear? No.
Oh. What is your character's race?
Halfling.
Halfling. Okay. So how was your life growing up? No.
Excuse me. I was very sort of pampered. I never really had to worry about anything. Basically, almost, you know, I was living a life of luxury compared to a lot of people. So my character doesn't really have a sense of monetary value.
Okay.
Money doesn't really mean too much to them. They'll just spend their money frivolously, kind of almost like impulsively sometimes, just because they've never had to worry about, you know, running out of cash.
Okay. How would you feel if your character was in a situation where he is like down to the dirt? Like it's...
He would probably feel pretty disgusted with himself. You know, he doesn't really like to get himself too dirty. You know, if you mess up his hair, excuse me, if you mess up his hair or spill some blood on his garb, well, he gonna be pissed off.
During any important places that you know are it's significant to you in Azao or Talakai, or in the lands of Umbria here itself?
Mostly just the harbors. I was always interested in traveling. My father never wanted me to sort of leave Azal. He always wanted me to sort of stay there and take over him as his successor, while my brothers were out doing, their sort of ninja work.
Okay.
He wanted me to be more of a political figurehead, and that's not what I wanted.
Okay. So why are you here in Umbria?
I'm here in Umbria because... Whoa.
The table.
Mostly just from being deprived of not being able to see the world. I'm really, I'm not really too worried just because of my training or whatever. I'm more just seeking adventure. I mean, I'm mostly used to like huge bustling cities and things like that, so getting to kind of go out to the open world kind of outside of my comfort zone it scares me, but it's something I need to sort of experience for myself.
Any important people of note from your life?
Yes, one of my mentors, Savage Moose Knuckle, who was one of the best bare fist brawlers in the land.
Okay.
Kind of sort of related to the seedy underbelly, he was a tiefling, or not tiefling, yeah, he was a tiefling with moose antlers instead of the, traditional horns that most tieflings had. And, he won over 110 rounds in the bare knuckle brawler competition, which I believe only happens in Umbria. Every,
Do you know where this happens in Umbria?
You gotta have the right contacts. It's like Fight Club.
Ooh.
You can only get into Fight Club if you know someone,
That is true.
But unfortunately, my mentor disappeared to go on to back into the circuit.
We're on the rings of Saturn.
Oh.
Yeah. So, keep going.
Yeah, so after, he trained me, he went on to win those 100 or so rounds, beating out his previous record. But, I haven't seen him since, and,
Haven't seen him since?
no.
Okay.
And, he left a good lasting impression on me with the words, "Grass tastes bad." And I'll never forget those words.
Final words. So, wait, what happened at the end, when you parted? Did
He gave me a swift right hook. I fell into the dirt, my mouth filled with grass and debris, and he said grass tastes bad right before he walked away. And I never really understood what he meant. I kind of want to know what he meant by that.
So where did you meet him? Did you meet him over in Azal, or did you meet him over in Umbria?
Yeah, he was in Azal on some business with my father. Never really knew because I was very young. But my father introduced me to him, and I would have somewhat daily training sessions with him, which usually involved me getting beaten to a pulp. But it was great training for a ninja, obviously. You break a couple bones, they heal back stronger, man.
Okay. Any rivals?
Yes. One of my rivals growing up was not necessarily a rival clan because we're superior to them, but I guess they thought that they were, they're the next top dog.
Okay.
So their one son, what's his name? Let me try to remember his name here for a second. Anyways, he was always trying to bully me around, and thankfully I had my older brothers to sort of back me up. But in some of our, competitions, or grand tournaments, he would usually beat me.
Okay.
And
so you were also in the fighting pits as well?
Well, I didn't. This was more like ninjutsu art sort of tournaments, but I didn't necessarily like it. It was more on my father's sort of pushing. He wanted me to be a strong, fighter like his generation before him and whatever. But just not too much of a fighter, I got beat up a lot. But Savage taught me a lot.
So what is your short-term goal?
My short-term goal is to see at least the tallest thing in Umbria.
Okay. You didn't happen to listen to the stream, did you?
No.
Good. Okay. And then, what would be a long-term goal?
My long-term goal would be to have a positive and sort of life-altering experience with everyone I encounter, and hopefully turning them, for the better, into, good people.
Do you trust people?
Usually I give people the benefit of the doubt. But just from some of my ninja training, I can kind of discern whether people are being truthful or not. But for the most part, I do tend to believe people very easily.
Okay.
So I'm very trusted.
Have you ever left Azao before, like the country?
No.
No.
This is my first time leaving the country. I've seen quite a bit of it, but I was mostly traveling with my father and my brothers, which obviously they would not let me.
What is your feeling to the colonizing nation of Clyde that is also in Umbria?
My dad talks a lot about the Clytons. He sees them as a major threat to sort of our way of life.
Okay.
He personally calls them barbarians.
Okay.
But I mean, I've never personally met a Clyton before, so I wouldn't know. And I'm not a very judgmental person.